I was conscious that I just didn't know enough. And in some areas of life, that's absolutely fine. You can bluster your way through and it's not a big deal. But it's a big deal to make a decision to send your child halfway across the country. And I needed to understand what it was like for them to have to make that decision. If I can help 1 or 2 or 5, young women get an education, that's an outstanding opportunity for them. But what about the other 15, 20, 30, 100 that don't go?
For this year's Yarning Up trip, we decided to actually visit the Torres Strait, which included a visit to Maree Island. On those islands, we were able to visit the local schools, spend time with community, experience the culture firsthand, have very deep, engaging conversations with community leaders, and debate the future of what opportunities would exist in partnership between the schools or the university and ourselves.
It's been amazing to see Tagai School and to talk to people about some of the secondary programs, alternate sorts of programs.
Some principals here who have young people in their boarding facilities and they're meeting family whilst they're here.
I think that the community, especially the women in the community, just loved interacting with all the principals, and there's potential for their children to go on to any of those schools that came on this trip.
But I think the humbling experience of being allowed into the Maree Island community and being welcomed there, and it's an opportunity that not a great number of Australians gain or people from all over the world gain.
I mean, too often, most of the people we see from Aboriginal, from other Indigenous communities, when those young people come south to the big cities, they're out of their own comfort zones, they're out of their own environment, and they're not really themselves. But here we are seeing people as they really are.
I think it's really exciting to have these non-Indigenous women come and work and come and listen to the Indigenous women, because at the heart of it, we are mothers, we are carers.
There's been things that I haven't expected, and one I think was very moving, and it was listening to the Maree Island women who got very emotional when they started talking about the challenges of being a woman in the 21st century.
She was telling a very simple story that what she'd love her children to learn from going to primary school was to go up to the Qantas counter and to be able to have the confidence to, book her ticket. And it's just such a simple thing, and that means that, the child can read and can write and can understand maths, which is simple but beautiful.
Hearing Melora say it yesterday morning at Maree Island, she wants the women to be confident and to be leaders, and she kind of gave me the mandate to say, you know what, you're right, expect the same for every single girl.
Even though we live in a beautiful island community, there are challenges, and especially for us women. All we want is just to be heard. Our society is male-dominated. We understand that, but we've got to coexist.
You don't know what you don't know, and when you start speaking with others, just in our group, our Indigenous hosts, you get a lot out of it from the context that there's so much more to learn.
A particular highlight of mine was sitting with that young girl Maxine, and she was so clever, so smart, and I'm just hoping that she keeps on learning, keeps on going further in education and reaches her full potential.
I think it's a valuable experience for both sides, really, for both conversations, and having that opportunity to share with people on Thursday Island, and more importantly, I guess, people that you would have spoken with on Mayor. You can't place a value on that.
What's been powerful is not just having principals on the trip, but having people from community, from business, and seeing the university in a very practical way, creating partnerships. We can't do this alone. We've got to do it in partnership. So I think Bon's role in that is a trailblazing one.